Season 5 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's podcast, where we cover the roping industry from top to bottom. This is where the team roping world talks. We talk through tough subjects, we talk big wins, and we talk real issues affecting the community. I'm your host and editor of the Team Roping Journal, Chelsea Schaefer.
Hey everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to The Short Score. Dru Stewart is taking over today's episode. He'll talk with Ivy and Clay Hurst, who won the Riata Buckle 10.5 Handi-Lo All-Ages Futurity. They banked $62,000 for their win with a time of 34.07 seconds on floor head. Professional barrel racer Ivy just came off of a big PRCA Circuit Finals win and was heading on a Streak of Fling bred Riata mare. You can head over to theteamropingjournal.com to read the full story online. In this episode, they share their thoughts on the future of the Riata Buckle and the rope horse industry. I hope you all enjoy this episode, brought to you by Smarty.
So Ivy, let's talk to you a little bit. So really and truly, they just kind of bring you out of the woodwork or what?
I've been barrel racing quite a bit, and I'm pretty familiar with the pink and ruby buckle, and so I knew this was a good program, and he's got some friends with some really nice Riata Buckle horses, and I called, and I have not had a roping card since 2016, so we've been hard at it for the last several weeks getting ready to come here.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. So that is awesome. Yeah. You are so excited. Like I was telling you, we followed you all the way out with the camera earlier, and it was just cool. It was the hugging and the high fives and the whole deal. So being familiar with Ruby and Pink, talk to me about how that changed that game a little bit, and then how we'll feel this, or like what we should expect on the team roping side.
It's pretty interesting just to ride around here, and it's such a new field to all the team ropers, and they're not real familiar with how it works, and like they're asking me, what do you think, and I'm like, do it. It's a great program, and it's really building the industry and get you a Riata Buckle horse, because it's amazing.
So I talked to a guy today that has a really nice stud in the cutting world that's probably going to win the world this year in the Open, and he's like, so should I look into that Riata Buckle deal?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, right. It's a great program, and it's really neat to see the horses possibly get a second career. Like a lot of the cutting horses have been here, a lot of the working cow horses, and I mean, it's a chance to win a lot of money on a horse for a second career.
Yeah. Clay, what do you think, old buddy?
I'm so excited.
I know you. It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we've kind of been, the husband-wife curse. We've won one other big roping, but it's been a long time, so it was really fun to win it with him.
Well, like I said, seeing you guys back there on camera it's cool, because it's cool when is there anything harder than that heel shot right there
No,
for her?
sir.
Is there a harder shot in the world than that shot?
No, sir. And I'm not a healer by trade.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a living heading, and when I got older, for me to keep competitive, I had to start healing to keep going in the lower numbers, and luckily I got a great horse and a good partner.
Yeah, that you do. You know, that's like my dad used to always tell us, there's nothing harder than heading for you kids at the junior rodeo or healing for you kids at the junior rodeo.
All
this
dads
right
go
here,
through it.
Yeah, this right here, like we're up there talking, I'm like, oh man, man, that couch might be really comfy, or well, guys, it's so cool. So talk to me about the horse program. What do we got? Tell me about the horse program.
I was riding a mare that's owned by Blake Hughes. She's a daughter of Streak of Fling. I've been riding her now for a couple weeks, probably getting ready for this. She just fits me to a T, and we've watched your other shows that you've done, and it is a learning curve for us lower number people. I had to ride some younger futurity horses this morning, and I struggled a little bit, and it taught me what I need to go home and work on, and then I got an Old Faithful, and it was fun. So, really nice mare. She's for sale, too, so.
Oh, shameless plug.
Yeah.
How about you? What were you riding?
It's a young horse that I bought 5 years ago, and I went through the rope horse futurity. Joseph showed him a little bit and placed on him good, and then I've just really got comfortable with him, and we've been winning here lately. But I haven't roped a lot in about the last 7 years. I was taking care of a ranch and busy, and I looked up and said, you're getting old, you better start doing what you love. And so it's been exciting the last couple months.
This deal is fun, isn't it, guys?
No,
I mean,
it's
isn't
the
it like
future. It's the future.
It's pretty fun.
This is the best job in the world because I get to hang out with the winners all day. Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, this industry is fixing to just get kind of flipped on its head. We've been doing the same old deal, and I've said the same spiel to everybody up here just because it's kind of fun to see what everybody's reaction is. So, team ropers, we've been riding unpapered geldings and not really worrying about it for a whole long time.
Yeah.
What about that deal kind of going out the window?
It's going to change.
It's time to pay attention to the pedigree and the papers and set yourself up for the future in this deal, I think. Big time.
Are you ready to instill the spirit of excellence? Four-time world champion and Smarty founder Alan Bach knows that in order to be a pro, you have to train like a pro. Keeping the roper's needs in mind, Smarty offers an extensive line of training products for ropers of all levels and disciplines. If you need it, we have it, including a complete saddle and apparel line to keep you and your horse in style going down the road. For more information on products, training camps, or our Smarty Young Pro incentives, you can follow us on our social media pages, or you can check out smartyroping.com. If it's not a Smarty, it's just a dummy.
So, guys, what's next? Where are we headed? What's the next deal?
We're the Lone Rangers not going to Vegas. Now I'm a little disappointed, but I guess we'll keep our money and sit home. But we'll be looking for some ropings.
How about barrel racing? What do you got next?
Just came off the circuit finals and kind of just sitting still for the winter. And I'd like to do some rodeo stuff next year. And so roping is kind of my fun thing. I train barrel horses for a living, and I'm always tuning and riding the colts and doing the thing. So I joke around when I go to the roping pen. I want to ride the older, quiet horse. I want to have fun. I don't want to tune, but this was a learning curve because of the money. Like, okay, teach me how to do this, So I've got some work to go home and do and learn how to ride the younger ones a little better.
So tell me about that a little bit. I mean, we all struggle a little bit on our young ones today. Funny guys. Wish the camera would have been on a little earlier. Got the jokesters up here and one behind the camera. Let's talk about that side of it a little bit. I want to know, when you guys go out and you start riding these 4 and 5-year-olds, what's that program like? Is it Helamatic? Is it lead steer? What are we doing?
I'll leave that question to him. He's the horse trainer.
It's everything, but mainly foundation. You got to start slow and build up to a certain level. And you've seen what happened today with a lot of young horses. They've been to the Rope Horse Futurity, they've been to the World Show, and then they're here, and it's a lot of pressure, and your foundation work shows up, whether they stay together or whether it come a little unraveled, And so slow work's real important, but then sometimes you can speed them up and check your work, or sometimes you put a younger or a lower number roper on them and let them rope a few and check your work that way. But it's something we're all going to have to start working at in our own ways.
Sure, absolutely.
And everybody will be different,
What would you say is the most important thing for those guys? Because that has kind of been the talk when Danny and I were talking about this a year ago, and you talk to guys like yourselves or the Greg Kesslers of the world, or what is it going to be like when you have a 10 roping and you've got 4s on 5s?
Yep.
You know what I mean? What is that mix really going to look like? And I think you just nailed it right there. You see that foundation.
Yep.
You big time see the foundation.
I think people in general need to work on their horsemanship in lots of different levels, and I feel like that's somewhere that I am good at from riding the barrel horses. So I feel like this will mesh with my program pretty well. But in some instances today, some good horsemanship really would have came a long ways, and I think people are going to start noticing that.
Clay, how do you take that guy that's never that hasn't ridden a bunch of them? Because our world's full of it. The World Series roper is full of a lot of guys that rope. We're busy working. I mean, I'm guilty of it. Guilty as heck right now of not riding at all, sitting behind a desk and working our jobs, and then we come out. What is the best way to to get around that and to get learning these young horses? Like, is it to find a seasoned horse that's really broke, or go ride the young ones? Like, what would you suggest? I need you to train me to rope on a 5-year-old. What do we do?
Well, it's what everybody's going to have to find someone close to them, if it's possible, and start having trainers. I mean, the baseball players do it, the basketball players do it. So
every other discipline in our industry does it except us.
Has coaches, you know, and some guys may be for it, and some guys may say, hey, I don't have time. But if there's any way you can have a coach for your horse and a coach for yourself, I recommend it, you know, and I think it will. And Colby Lovell said, you got to surround yourself with great people, and you got to surround yourself with people that know how to ride young horses and know how to put them back together and teach you how to do it. Sure. And it's something you'll have to learn, and you may do it watching videos. You know, you may do it Googling it. You know, it's the modern age, but
there's nothing like climbing on the back of one. Yeah, that's for dang
sure. You're gonna have to put the work in.
Absolutely.
And there's no way around that. You know, and sometimes it'll work out good, and there's different horses. I think people will start looking for a horse that is mentally capable of taking this. And when you watch these guys that are really good trainers, and they're getting by a horse that's pretty green and pretty rattled, well, then you see the old good gentle horse walk in there and turn around, and he just stands there and takes it. That's the horse that everybody's going to be looking for.
Yep.
And there's 4-year-olds that are that way. Yep. They're hard to find, but they're out there, and I think people will be looking for those.
This question popped up the other day between a guy and I. We were just talking, and the question was, which horse do you want? And we were talking about futurity horses in the cutting world is what we were talking about. Do you want the horse that is the baddest sucker out there, that has all the draw in the world and is getting across the pen, but the only guy that can ride him is Bo Gallion?
Right.
Do you want that horse? Or do you want the horse that's maybe not going to be 226 on every run, but is going to come in there and just work and be solid? Which horse do you take? The other guy was like, I think I want that horse. And I'm like, man, I don't know. And we were comparing that in team roping horses, kind of like what you're just saying, like which one. And there is a spot for both of those horses, because those are the great horses. I mean, some of those horses, but there's great horses, like you say, that anybody can ride. So
you know, that quick-footed horse, he'll go on, and the pro guys they'll see him, and they'll see how good he is, and they'll buy him and go on and make a rodeo horse. And those other horses will stay in the program, and they'll take him to Las Vegas and win $150,000 on him because he just does his job. You know? And those campaigners, those good old solid horses, they're going to be worth their weight in gold here,
aren't they?
In a few years.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, guys, congratulations on it. I love that you have just smiled ear to ear since we've been sitting here. Congratulations. Great roping today. Great roping.
Thank you,
buddy.
so
it's
much.
Always good seeing you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. These are the champions of the final roping of the day. Going home, what was it, $62,000? $62,000. Hello, that's a good drive. Hey, where is home, guys?
Just down by Ardmore, about an hour.
Oh, shoot, it's a short drive home. We can stop a Whataburger.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to stop for a steak tonight. Yeah, no Whataburger tonight. Well, guys, congratulations once again.